Opinion disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by Just Our Opinion podcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any of our sponsors. Any content provided by our guest or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything.
See, funny thing about love is you never really know when it's coming, but you better believe you'll know when it's there. True story. I must have been searching, though I wasn't looking for much. Checking out the scene, wasn't trying to get my numbers up. You know I keep it cool. I prefer to stay in the cut. Don't want no attention on me when I'm trying to shake the blues up off me. But then I saw your face, it caused my heart to race. Girl, you're looking like $1,000,000. Something about the way you strut your stuff. Oh, girl, you're fine as you wanna. What I'm supposed to do? Something told me got time to lose. Go ahead and bust a move. Funny thing about love, when it comes and goes, you never know. So you gotta keep your heart exposed, and you can be sure there's no cause and no cure. And if it wants you, oh, it'll come and find you. Fall back just a little. Don't wanna lead you on. Don't wanna push a feeling and make the feeling go. You see, I got your number, but still I ain't used the phone, no. I let it breathe for a minute, baby. Next thing I know, you call. Damn. One thing I know about love, you never know when it's coming, but you sure know it when it does. Yeah. One thing I know about love, you might get what you ask for, so you better be sure it's what you want. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Funny thing about love, when it comes and goes, you never know. So you gotta keep your heart exposed, and you can be sure there's no cause and no cure. And when it wants you, oh, it'll come and find you. Yeah. One thing I know about love, you never know when it's coming, but you sure know it when it does. Yeah. One thing I know about love, you might get what you ask for, so you better be sure.
Yo, what's good?
Happy hump day. What's
Happy
up, peeps?
Wednesday. Welcome to Just Our Opinion with Robin.
Mike.
And Ty.
And on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, fellas, we are talking about perceptions versus reality.
Okay, I'm with it.
Like just across the board, because I had an interesting conversation today, and it kind of like sparked some things for me. So
Okay.
I wanna go over some perceptions versus reality when it comes to relationships, when it comes to, ethnic groups. Just I kind of want to deep dive into this. So if you're easily offended, please sign out right now, because we're gonna talk about some perceptions and we gonna see if the perceptions match the realities.
Okay, I'm with it.
Y'all ready,
Sounds good.
fellas?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Let's go.
Let's go. Boom. Don't.
Yeah. Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin. All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win.
Yes, I just came here to win.
Put your W's up.
Put the W's up.
W's.
W
For win.
win.
What you slow? What's going on with you today?
Short bus.
Welcome back, Ty.
Thank you.
How was your Wednesday off?
That's all we need to say about that.
How was your Wednesday off? Just saying.
Now to our topic.
I'm a fine yo.
Reality.
I'm a fine yo.
No, it's-
Taking days off. Who do you
listen,
think
this
it
was
is?
an extended weekend. This is off. Like I'm having an off week. It's Monday and
You know what? I will say that this week did kind of mess me up. I thought yesterday was Monday all day long. You know what I'm saying? So to be sitting here right now, like I feel like I'm sitting here on a Tuesday and it
Right.
don't feel
Feel
right.
like, yeah.
So I will say that that 3-4 day weekend did kind of mess me up as well.
it's definitely a reality.
I'm trying to get my life together.
Get it together.
Because it's funny because I'm just being real transparent with y'all. Like I was like, I'm not feeling it today. Like I just was not feeling it today. But did he really go in the mic
You
though?
know, I was tasting himself.
Yeah, but okay,
Sometimes things can be refreshing,
okay.
whether it's the water or me.
I'm
I'll pass.
a stop. At any rate,
Right.
just trying to get myself together because it's like, we got a show to do. So, just trying to get my energy up, get myself together. Because I honestly, just real transparently, I wasn't feeling this tonight.
I mean, it's kind of segueing into perception versus reality. People perceive that this is easy.
Oh yeah.
People think that this is just.
Oh, well,
You
you just get up and you hop in front of a camera, you cut a camera on, and it's kind of funny that that's actually one of the perceptions I wanted to talk about because
Right.
you got everybody and they uncle, mama, cousin, brother, sister with a camera phone or the money to pay professionals, and I use that term very loosely because just because you can borrow or afford a camera don't make you a professional. But I digress.
Right.
You got people that just want to, I'm gonna start a podcast. This is not easy, and especially when you do it the way we do it, it may be a little easier to record and then edit because you can record it anytime. There's no certain time you have to record. There's no certain time you have to record. There's nothing you have to do. You can record, if you're releasing your show on Saturday, you got 6 other days that you can record that show.
Right.
But when you're actually going live at a certain time on a certain day every week,
For how many years?
you have a show to do
Right.
every week at that time,
Right.
and it makes it a little more difficult because no matter what's going on in our personal lives, no matter what's going on, in our day to day, no matter how tired we are, no matter what the case is, we have to get up and do this every week.
I just encourage anybody, you got to start somewhere. So I definitely, I'm not saying don't start somewhere, but I'm just saying like appreciate the platform and the art form for what it is. Don't just think that, that's just it. You got to be dedicated. You got to have some discipline. You got to put some work in. You got to put some time in order to, separate yourself from the millions and millions of people that do this. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's definitely, the perception is, you guys
You just sit in front of a camera and talk every night,
right?
So, y'all just sit in front of a camera and y'all talk. Y'all sit at a table and talk.
It's a lot
like
of things
you
working
don't know
behind the
what's
scenes.
working behind the
Right.
scenes, and there's so much working behind the scenes. So yes, that's absolutely something that's perceived and not reality.
Right.
But before we dive any deeper into this perception versus reality thing, because like I said, it's a few things I want to touch on perception versus reality.
Sure.
Before we dive into that, y'all know what time it is. Y'all need to get those numbers up. It's time to like, follow, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all are sharing this and let us know what are some perceptions that you guys know of that are different from realities, or is the perception true?
Okay.
Because that's another one. You have times where, okay, this was perceived and it is 100% accurate. So, let us know what you guys think. But Mike, you got a beat for us?
Definitely got a beat. I don't know if I got a rhyme, but we'll see.
Hit that beat, Mike Jones.
Yeah. Share the page.
Share that page.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
share that page.
Oh, come on.
Share that page. Go share that page. Go share that
I
page.
got it. Yeah.
Share that page. Go share that page.
It goes 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Check your clock, cause it's J-O-O. Oh, no, for sure. It's Mike Jones. Robin, Mike, and Ty. Don't ask why I'm about to reply. I'm the guy, and I'm flipping, ripping, microphone check 2. We just be kicking it. It's 8 o'clock. You know you gotta share that page, cause we about to get on. Break it down. Now we flipping. Microphone check 1, 2. I'm tripping. So share that page, and everybody just share that page.
Oh, okay, Mike.
We'll see.
All right.
Yes.
I give it
Share
that.
the
That was a
page.
C. That was a
It was another strong one from Off the Dome
yeah.
Records.
Off the top.
So y'all know what to do. Go ahead, like, follow, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all people are watching. Get in the comments. Let us know some perceptions or some realities that people have messed up the perceptions on. So we were just discussing, for those that just joined us, because I'm watching the numbers go up. For those that's just joining us, we were discussing how even doing a podcast, the perception is that it's easy.
Right.
You know, you just throw a camera up and you're sitting at the table and you're talking. I don't understand what the problem is.
Right.
You know, like, what do you mean you don't feel like doing that tonight? Y'all ain't doing nothing but sitting up talking at a table. Like, and it's so funny to me how people disrespect this craft.
Right, for sure.
Like, it's just so disrespected, and it's disrespected because everybody named mama, sister, cousin, brother, uncle, and I've said this time and time again, get up one morning and have an epiphany and want to start a podcast. It's disrespected because a lot of people don't understand the equipment and the finances of the equipment that goes behind it.
Facts.
A lot of people don't understand the time and the patience it goes to edit the shows and things like that, you know, because we go live on Facebook and YouTube, but we edit the show to go on every other platform.
Right.
So people don't understand that aspect of it. People don't understand that, you know, you have to be able to, chemistry's a big one. You know, you have to be at a table with people that you vibing with, because whether you know it or not, when you look at somebody, I know you've seen shows where you like, they don't even like each other. Like, they don't even vibe together. They're not bouncing off each other or nothing.
It's just crazy. They over talking to each other. It's chaotic. It's, you know, this, that, and the other. But, you know, that comes with, I feel like that comes with understanding what it is that you're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with any type of venture that you get into, like, I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of, you know, I do my homework and research on both audio, video stuff. So it's not just I want to be in front of a camera. I mean, y'all know pretty much for sure, like, this was, I'm not the in front of the camera guy, but, you know, duty calls.
Right.
Well, shoot, I set up and was like, I want to do this, so I'm gonna go get a degree in it.
Right.
Like, who at 40 years old be like, you know what?
Let me go put some credentials behind
Let me go put some credentials behind this. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Shout out to you
let
for
me
that,
go
though.
get a whole flipping degree. You know what I'm saying? In media or telecommunications, because this is what I want to do. You know, a lot of people don't put the money, don't put the time, don't put the energy in it. You guys spend countless hours studying the craft. I spend countless hours studying this craft. And most people just, you know, the perception is it's easy. So they get up and they just go to talking.
Yeah, so hey,
You're 40 now?
I will be 40 next September. I'll be 39.
there's some perception and reality.
Yeah. What other
Listen.
perceptions versus realities we have?
So, okay. And please excuse me, because like I said, if you sensitive, don't watch this show, because I'm just, it's some stuff that I'm just lay on the table. You ever seen certain demographics of people behind the wheel of a car and you go, oh, them ninjas can't drive, get off the road, move over? You know what I'm-
So wait, isn't that more stereotype though?
But it's a
Yeah.
perception though. I
mean-
perceive you and your group of people as a person that can't drive.
I mean, I don't. Well, mine go a little bit further than that. I go to, and this. I know somebody gonna come for me. I think men are the better drivers than women on the road.
I mean, duh. I ain't really no perception.
Okay, so
that's
here's the
a
thing.
reality.
Here's the thing. I don't 100% agree or disagree with that.
Okay, why not?
Because I've seen chicks can't parallel park, run over curbs. My sister ran up in my driveway the other day and ran over a whole boulder. It is a boulder at the end of my driveway.
Yeah,
and I can't for the life of me
better.
understand how my sister ran that over. However, I think I'm an exception to that rule. That's why I said I don't agree or disagree.
I got
Trying
some
to
perceptions.
They just. I think it's speaking of that. It's like the multitasking. Is I need to put on my lashes. I need to fix my hair. I need to put on my lip gloss. I need do that before you get in the car. Like,
well,
that's
but
not the
here's the
time
thing,
to
though.
do that.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like I'm a better driver than my husband. Because my husband
We
literally
talking about perceptions
but that's
and
what
realities,
that's why I
not
meant
feelings.
that's what I mean by like I agree and I disagree
Right.
all at the same time. Because your example was stay focused, watch the road.
Right.
I've watched my husband literally change his podcast while he driving, searching Facebook, and I'll be sitting there going, the road.
That's because we more talented. We can
No,
multitask
sir.
and drive. But I got a perception.
And he relied way too much on his brakes. So I'm gonna just say it.
And they gonna probably come from me. You know, that I think is the perception. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
No, that's reality, bro.
And no.
Yes,
No,
sir. Yes,
there's
sir.
some yellow berries out there with some sweet juice.
Listen, you can have it. That's not a perception. I mean, that's not a perception of reality. That's to taste.
It is. That's to taste. That's to taste. Look,
I can agree with that.
if you like your chicken bland, you like your chicken bland.
No.
Yeah.
Just
If
because
you want
it's
your-
yellow don't mean it's
I
bland.
need some seasoning.
I tell
on
you
my
this
chicken,
though.
and
I
we'll
tell
leave
you
it at
this,
that.
and I don't know
It's
whether
just like jerk chicken ain't better than fried
I'm
chicken.
not calling this a perception to reality, perception versus reality thing. This is just all facts, okay? You might think the yellow berry tastes sweet, but that boy don't age well. That boy,
Well, you know what
that boy don't age
yellow
well.
berries age well.
They
too,
age
long as
out.
They just got some
Nah.
melanin. Well, you know what I say, and they probably gonna come from me too with this one. I told Mike, yes, it is true. Black don't crack, but it sure do spreads.
But my thing is, here's my thing.
We all got our thing, so we
But
ain't cracking.
Let's not
but we
pretend
spreading.
like yellow don't spread too. You ever seen them? Oh,
Well,
stop.
we can't.
Never mind. Never mind.
Listen, this is.
And black crack sometimes
Listen,
too.
I'm glad you said that because the perception is that because of the lighter hue that's supposed to be all the it's some guy.
No, I'm talking no. Yes, the perception is just
Right.
because she's
Light
light skinned and she's cute.
yeah.
But I ain't talking about the cute factor. I'm just talking about the berry factor.
Oh, okay,
The
well.
juice.
Oh well.
Who out?
Who's
There's
doing
a
a
juice
survey?
sampler.
Survey.
Who's sampling the
We
juice?
asked
to
100
survey?
men
Who
has better juice.
Who did the survey? Like, I got some real questions. You know what? We're gonna leave his perception and reality right where it is because I don't know about that.
Well,
I don't
I
necessarily
think
know
I've
about
had
that.
some
taste.
views in my lifetime, but I can agree with Michael.
It's the taste.
It's the taste.
Yeah, that's one of that. You can't put that in that category. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with it's the taste. Some people like their Kool-Aid with way more sugar than others.
right.
Yeah, so yeah.
I need a little bit of flavor. I like my
the
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid still got flavors just
I mean, I'm
to
not.
taste, you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
Just like some people like they coffee to taste. Some people like it blacker. Some people
Right.
like more cream. So hey, yeah, I can agree with you there.
Okay, perception or reality? Height equals length.
That is
That's
a perception.
That's way perception.
That is, and one of
Cause ain't
the
no height on me.
and one of the worst. It's probably one of the worst.
That's what I'm saying.
It's probably
Perception.
and we can go ahead and throw big hands and big feet into that one too, because it's probably one of the worst, like one of the worst by far.
But you know-
Because it ain't nothing worse than a dude that's all of 6'5", out here
Trying to stay alive.
with a baby pee. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Perception
going to
versus
just
reality.
say it. Like, I done seen some dudes in my day that all the outside perception was that he working with a monster. Okay, all of the visual perception is that he about to do that thing, and then I'm sitting there like, go have a seat.
That's where
Go have a seat.
That's where us 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" brothers is winning.
Ain't nobody checking for y'all.
No,
Inch high,
they
private
checking
high.
for us because they have no clue what they about to be hit with. So there's no
Well, here's the
perception.
thing.
And
Here's
then
the
you
thing.
like, yeah.
I don't want no LOL surprise penis either though. I don't want to be in that boy like, okay. Like,
Nope.
I need there to be a solid perception with that matches the reality, but
Right.
apparently
I'm a-
the science ain't
Right.
science, and
I'm gonna
so
throw another one out there. The perception is that if she's super fine, like God, like everybody, like, oh my God,
she got good box.
She got good. She just
That's
That's
definitely a
perception.
perception.
That's
'Cause
perception.
The reality is,
She
she lazy.
lazy.
Like, hold on, what?
She lazy.
You doing this too cute? What's wrong with
She
you?
lazy. She don't want to mess up her hair. She don't want to mess up
Right.
her makeup. Look, you dang near need you a whoopee ugly, good and broke down broad to go ahead and get ugly with that thing.
That's kind of the truth because we both know if she just got her hair done, it's about to be bland.
See, don't agree with that one either.
No, unless she got braids.
Don't agree with that one either.
That is the black
I used
girl
to.
safety
I've always told my husband, I will never try to protect my hair. You can mess it up all you want to, as long as you're paying for it. Like that's been even before I met my husband. That was my rule. I will go to the hair salon every other day, if need be. If you paying for it, like, go ahead and pay for it. If you want to mess it up, pay the cost to be the boss. If you want to mess it up, pay for it, and we can go ahead and do this thing.
Right.
But we
got
talking
any-
about fresh.
We got any
out.
perceptions versus reality in the comments? Anybody say anything?
No, but we got
nope.
one. We got one from our AP, and she said if the whole female driving thing is true, since her daddy taught her how to drive, that means she's better. That she's better. And my daddy taught me to drive too. Like if guys are better drivers and a guy teaches you how to drive, then by far you're a better driver.
But then you inherit the female stuff.
Just
that
because
y'all
I'm
do.
I ain't never tried to put my lashes
Just
on
because
while I
I'm
was
a
driving.
genius and I try to teach you to be a genius, you could just not have the genius.
I ain't never
genius.
tried to beat my face while I was driving. Like, it's just certain crap that I'm not doing. Now, have I recorded a podcast driving? Yeah, I've done that.
Right.
And then boom.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay.
So,
What's another one?
I want to go a little personal with the perception versus reality, and because I found out today. Well, I've been knew this. I'm perceived as mean. And I'm not a mean person. Like I don't take I'm a no nonsense person.
So here's the thing about that. From the outside looking in, if I didn't know you, I think what they're saying is approachable. Like if I don't,
I am approachable, but don't do it stupid.
See, there.
Don't
you go.
be
See,
stupid.
there you go. That's where the perception.
That ain't a perception.
Like, don't be stupid. Like,
No.
because here's the thing.
You probably not evil.
I have a million things going on in my head at once. Like, I'm talking like at any given moment, there is at least 10 things going on in my head at one time. So if you come to me and you're wasting my time, or you unprofessional, or you don't have your stuff together, or anything in the middle of that, the robbing you gonna get out of me is what? Because you trying to add to my list of things that's going on in my head, and you not holding up your respectable end of the bargain with the things that's going on in my head.
Okay, but so with that said, you have to understand why a person would be like, let me give her 50 feet.
Well,
Like,
here's the thing.
and
Now let's be clear. I don't mind that.
Okay.
Because it makes people think twice before they come to me with stupid
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a perception that they may come for me for. Black church is better than white church.
Oh, there you go.
I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
As long as you go.
You're not about to have me comparing
That's a
churches
perception.
and people praising God, sir. And at any rate,
I didn't
And
say
moving
to
on.
praise. I said just the church.
And moving on. You under no circumstances, go to church. White church, black church, it don't matter. Go to church. I don't care. Yeah. Blue church, your church could be done went outside and the pews running and they painted it purple and the pews is gold. I don't care. Go to church. Right. So I'm not even touching that. Like I'm not under no circumstances. Am I gonna sit here? However you want.
I got another perception.
If you want to be out by 11:30 or if you want to be out by 2, it don't matter. However long you decide that you want to have that relationship.
And you can't hurry God anyway, Ty. So
period. Nah.
You can't hurry God, but you can hurry the minister. Let's go.
I'm sorry.
This is why.
Moving on.
He ain't gonna get a ticket.
No, I told you he barely made the top of the gate. He barely met the top of the gate in the first place. But let me tell you something that I know, and it's funny that what's up, Auntie Coco is in the comments. It's funny that she actually put this in the comment because it's exactly what I was about to say. Mm-hmm. Because I told you what started this topic is I was having a conversation with somebody earlier, and I told this person, I said, well, the problem with perception is you don't get to choose somebody's perception. Perception is reality. If I perceive you as X, Y, and Z.
But that's my reality, though.
It may not be reality, right, but it's my reality. So if I say Mike's an a-hole, right, and Mike in my mind is an a-hole, then that's just what Mike is in my mind.
But that doesn't make Mike an a-hole.
Right. I've had that same conversation with my husband. We were having a conversation one day, and I was upset about something he had done. And he was like, I didn't think it was that serious. Well, I did. And he's like, well, I think you're overreacting. And let me stop you right there. You can't say I'm overreacting because you don't get to decide how I perceive the situation. You don't get to decide how I react to it. You don't get to decide how I perceive it or receive it.
Yeah, you're right about that, and I agree with you there. But my thing is, just because you perceive it away doesn't mean I'm responsible for your perception either.
And so you can't try to change my view.
You can't try
yours.
to make me apologize and I'm just saying for something you perceive it to be.
That's true unless you're in a relationship or in a marriage.
Why?
Because if you're in a relationship or a marriage, then the way I perceived it is reality, period. Like if I feel like you hurt me,
you got to think about what she's saying.
Yeah, like if I feel like you hurt me,
right?
You know, if I perceive this situation and my perception of the situation, you hurt me.
Right.
Well,
is it okay at that point for you to be like, that's your problem?
No, I don't agree with that there. I'm not talking about that. If I did something to you, whether I think it's bad or not, but it hurt you, then yes, I owe you an apology. I'm trying to fix it and stuff like that. But what I get with the perception or reality, I mean, if I say, I had a bad day and I just want to chill, and you perceive it as I don't want to spend time with you, then that ain't on me to try to fix something that you thought I said or whatever. Nothing like that.
But here's the thing with your scenario that I feel like is that's okay to take that stance of saying, because it hurt me, that is my reality. Well, at the same token, shouldn't I be able to say, I don't think that's a big deal. That's my reality. So then where do we like, there's no right or wrong, because I'm saying, let that go. That ain't that big of a deal. But you may feel like you hurt about it. So in your world, that like in reality, you like this. I hate
to say it like this, but this is the absolute truth. And the reason I want to be very careful with how I say that is because I don't want it weaponized. So I want to be very careful and very clear about what I say, because what I'm about to say can easily be weaponized. So don't. However, in a relationship or a marriage, hurt supersedes. I didn't think it was that serious. You see what I'm saying? And the
Yeah,
reason why
I agree
the
with
reason
you
why I
wholeheartedly
say
there.
the reason why I say it can be weaponized is because you can have somebody watching our show right now, and because I say that, that's the card they want to start using all the time.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
Hurt me,
Yeah,
you hurt me,
yeah.
you
It
hurt
can
me.
it can that can be it can
Right.
definitely be weaponized. However, in a genuine scenario, my hurt. If you do something, you didn't think it was that deep, but it hurt me. My hurt supersedes your it's not that serious.
Okay.
For example,
Right.
So
for
I
example,
can apologize. and I owe you an apology. I owe you that.
but an apology is not also going, I'm sorry, but I still didn't think it was that serious. You're not sorry then. You're not apologizing for it.
No,
because
what I'm apologizing-
apology also brings correction.
But what I'm whip, not necessarily in a perception case, because technically it hurt you, whatever it is that I said and done. But that doesn't, like Mike said, it doesn't necessarily mean that I did something wrong. What I'm apologizing to you for, I'm sorry that I caused you to have hurt. I'm not saying I'm
You
sorry.
literally just looked at me and said, I'm sorry you feel that way.
You got doggone right. Sometimes that applies.
You do know that 2 episodes ago, you were the same ninja that sat in this same chair and
Yes,
said
that I
that's not an
absolutely hate.
apology.
It's not, but sometimes it applies because it can be the case where I didn't do anything wrong, but you
But
just
no,
felt hurt about
but no.
it.
But
So-
you
and I'm-
did do something wrong if I felt hurt about it. Because here's the thing. Here's the opposite side. Here's the other side of saying you didn't do nothing wrong. You then continue to do it. And then you continue to hurt me. That's why I say apology comes correction. Because if it hurt me, regardless to how you feel about it,
Right.
it hurt me. You apologize for it. But because you didn't think it was that big of a deal, you do it again. It's hurt me again. Now you apologize for it. Let me finish because I'm going somewhere. You apologize for it again. Okay, I've told you it hurt me. You apologize again. This is time number 2. You've done this. Time number 3, because you didn't think it was that big of a deal,
Right.
you do it again. Again, it hurts me again. We are at time number 3 now. Now I'm sick of your apologies. You are intentionally hurting me because I told you that this situation or this particular thing hurts me.
Right.
But because you don't think it's that big of a deal, whatever it is. Now keep in mind, it can be anything.
Right.
Whatever it is, because you don't think it's that big of a deal, you continue to do it, which keeps causing me hurt. Now we in divorce court.
Yeah, but there's a but to it. I agree with you, but I think it's situational. This is what I say by that. I didn't do anything wrong, but it hurt you. Okay, so I get it. So let's just say sometimes I have to have correct behavior, and sometimes you just have to get over it. Because let's say, for example, I don't know, I'm just using anything. I come home, sit in a chair, you out for 3 hours, and I decide to watch a Netflix series that we've been watching together.
No,
You
that
come-
isn't a fair. You are a whore. You are a whore.
So you get hurt
you
about
are
it.
a streaming service floozy. You out here just passing it out and giving it up on streaming services. You are a whore, and
But
you out
let's
here
say-
having affairs. And
but-
I will not
nope,
sit here and stand
nope.
for your adultery.
Nope, but let's say I'm like, baby, I'm sorry.
I called my
shouldn't have
husband a
watched
streaming
it.
service whore the other day. Straight up, call him you are a whore, sir. We
No.
started that together. Now you brought her home by yourself.
Yes, but let's say the next time I did it, I've been asking you to come watch it for me for the last 3 or 4 days, and you always busy. And I'm like, man, I just want to see it now. And I start watching it, and you get mad, and now you hurt again. That's one of them you need to get over.
So
it.
because I didn't give it to you,
Yes.
you went and found it.
Yes.
somewhere.
So that's why I say it's situational.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so
need corrective behavior. Sometimes you got to
So
get
let's say
over
this.
that.
Let's say this. Let's say I go and I buy you a car,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now I buy you the car, and the car is black.
Okay.
And I bring the car home. I give you the car keys. I say, baby, this is yours. You deserve it. And you look at me and say, I don't want that. You know my favorite color is
That
yellow.
that is not
Hold on,
hurt
hold
me.
on.
That's ungrateful. Okay,
And
we
I
keep
perceive,
going.
But
hold on.
he's hurt.
He should be.
Hold on.
He should be.
But hold on.
And F for you wrong.
Hold on. I perceived you as being ungrateful, but you say on the flip side, like you don't pay attention to me because you know I wouldn't want no black car. So you know my favorite color is this. So
Ma'am, what color is the bus you was taking before
it
this?
doesn't. This is what I'm
What
saying
color
about.
was did you choose
brung
the
that
color
up to
of
say-
Uber before you got this car?
I brought that up to say, like, to Ty's point, like it's situational, like
Right.
because to on that you could. How am I to tell you that me not listening to you,
Guess
your
what you do?
favorite color?
I got one for you. In that particular
You see
scenario,
what I'm saying?
take the car back.
Yeah,
I drive it.
right.
And then every time she be like, "Can I use your car?" No, you don't like black. Your favorite color
So
is
now,
purple.
how do we apply that to? Let's take a material piece out of it. How do we apply that to something that, like, a situation to where I feel like, okay, that's not a big of a deal, but you saying it is. So I'm saying
That's why I said it's situational.
Right. So it's-
Sometimes
right.
you need to get over it, and sometimes I need to have change
So,
behavior.
for example, the other day, my husband hid some information from me. It hurt me. Like, I was upset. It hurt me, everything. And his reasoning for it was, I didn't tell you because there was no reason to get you upset. That didn't work for me. Like, first of all, like, if I'd did something to you and then told you, oh, I hid it from you because, you know, I didn't want you to get upset, you'd have got upset. Like, so I was upset. I was truly, truly upset about the situation.
Because you perceived him as saying, I didn't tell you because I ain't want to hear your mouth.
No, that ain't what I perceived. That is so not what I perceived.
That made you upset.
That ain't what I perceived. That ain't what I perceived. No, but my whole thing was, why wouldn't you just tell me? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like, you know, you literally, like, he had omitted this information, and lying by omission is lying. I don't care what nobody say. Lying by omission is lying. I've done it myself, but if you lie by omission, you still lie. However, I am the queen of, I will answer the question you asked me. I am the queen of that. So I'm true double standard.
Are you still doing it?
What?
Lying by omission. Or answering the question that you asked me.
Here's the thing.
So you don't have changed behavior.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Why you gotta be-
He did this. Let me tell you. Ty.
I'm tired.
Hey,
Using
Ty.
it against
Hey, Ty.
y'all.
Happy
yes.
Pride Month. That's all I'm gonna say.
I told y'all
Happy-
I was.
Happy Pride
I
Month.
was-
Because he straight up went, so you saying Happy
least
Pride
it's
Month.
like-
Ty.
Right.
Almost down.
Yep. You got to
Happy-
bring it down to
Happy
them.
Pride Month. Ty. Happy Pride Month.
I'm done, son. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I can't. That's great.
How do you? It's all I'm saying.
my
But
job
okay,
for
so
life, though.
so all I'm saying is, like, to address what Ty said, if you ask me the question, I'll answer the question, but that's neither here nor there. However, in this particular situation, I was hurt. Now, I actually ended up doing exactly what you said, because he was like, you know, this is why I did it. He didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was upset about it. But then after a while, I kind of was like, you know what? Forget it. It ain't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the situation wouldn't have changed. At the end of the day, the circumstances wouldn't have changed. You know what?
Right.
It's not that big of a deal. And that ended up being what I came to. However, initially I was upset and I was hurt about it. So I think, to answer your question about if I don't think it's a big deal and you're hurt about it, you know, where's the middle? The middle is both parties being mature enough to step back. I step back and I see that I hurt
Yeah.
you.
Right.
You step back and you see that maybe you over-exaggerating the
Right,
situation a bit.
right.
And that's where the middle
Yeah,
comes
right.
in
That's-
at, when
you
both
gotta-
parties
parties-
can
yeah,
step
for sure,
can
for
step
sure.
away.
You can
Because-
openly communicate.
Because I find, and this may be one of my perceptions, is that you know, as men, we'll answer or tell you why we did a certain thing. Okay. And for me, it's always been like, well, I want to know the who, what, when, where, why, how, like all of this that come with it. And most of the time, a woman could say, well, this is what it is. Deal with your feelings. This is this. I don't have nothing else to tell you. So in reality, it's like, it's almost to me like, for men, we can give you the reasons why and apologize, But that's not good enough. Where in reality, a woman could do that and be like, look, I said I was sorry. Get over it. Blah, 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 blah. And we have to deal with that. Like, we have to deal with that reality that we are always going to have to be the ones to keep on explaining over and over and over again. I don't agree with that
because I actually feel that way. Like, and I just personally, like, and there's a lot of times we sit at this table, and the reason I can't agree with y'all when y'all say women do is because they be like, nah, it's actually the other side for me, because I feel that way. I feel like I'm the person that constantly has to take the, well, I'm still upset or I'm still hurting. You know, I feel like I'm the one that constantly has to absorb that. But in reality is in every situation, whether it's a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, or whatever, there should be a certain amount of fighting fair. And which means, and we talked about this on a previous show, you know, deal with the situation at hand. It's not fair, and you don't get to, you know, go in your bag, your little bag of stuff that you've been holding and harboring against me, and pull it out whenever it's convenient for you in an argument. That is not fair. So, you know, and that's whether you're in a marriage, in a relationship, in a friendship, and having disagreements, whatever the case may be. If you are having a disagreement with somebody, you deal with the problem at hand, because I understand what you're saying, because I feel that way. Yeah, I feel like I'm constantly defending myself.
So it's just like, let me continue to bear this burden of apologizing over and over and over and over again, and I'm like, look, I'm not gonna keep apologizing. Doing that.
Like I said, I was sorry, and I'm done.
In reality, I'm not being a jerk or dismissing your feelings. I'm just saying that I'm tired of apologizing for it. Like, we're supposed to be past that. It's
yeah, absolutely, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But you know, at the same time, you know, you also run into the reality that certain people feel certain ways, you know, about different situations. Everybody has a trigger about different situations.
Right. I said I'm sorry.
Right, you know, and so you got to understand that as a reality as well when we're talking about, you know, perception versus reality. Right. Now, I wanna lighten up this perception versus reality thing a bit, because I know we talked about, you know, certain types of drivers. And it's funny because I was watching Monique's comedy special, and then I was watching the Lavish and Coco podcast right around the same time I saw the Monique comedy special. And it was interesting because it was two completely separate takes on the exact same topic. Monique went to talking about how, and by the way, make sure y'all check out the Lavish and Coco podcast every Tuesday at 12 noon.
Absolutely.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Make sure y'all check that out. But Monique was talking about being a big girl, and nobody taught her, you know, to take a bath. And then she told this whole story about how she thought she was gonna come in and have sex with her husband, and her husband basically like, ma'am, you smell like all type of butt fart and death. You know what I'm saying? I'm not touching you. But at the same time, and then, like I said, around the exact same time, I was watching the Lavish and Coco podcast, and anybody that's ever met my auntie, she's probably one of the best smelling people you've ever met in life. Like you ever like hugged Coco? Like, she's probably one of the best smelling people you've ever met in your life. And the perception is, oh, because she's a bigger woman, you know, she stinks. And that is like the furthest from the freaking truth, because she smells freaking amazing. So, you know, that's one of those perception versus reality, because people perceive, you know, bigger people, whether it's a male or female, as, oh, I know because they big, they don't wash up, they can't get me, you know, they can't wash up, they don't do this, they don't do that. And I've had some of the best smelling people I've ever had the privilege of smelling in my life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Be bigger people. So I think that's another perception versus reality.
I think when it comes to, you know, all of those characteristics, when you perceive, or you had this perception in your mind that, you know, whatever the stereotype is, get to know the person for who they are before you just go and make it your reality.
Right.
Like, you know, that you can perceive, you like, listen, I don't like X, Y, and Z type of food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like X, Y, and Z type of food. But until I try it, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give some you got to give some type of leeway to the perception that's in your mind. Like, don't be
Listen.
closed-minded either.
Let's go ahead and be adults about this. We all perceived certain sexual acts as probably the worst stuff ever at some point in our lives, you know, before we push the envelope further and further and further. You know, we all looked at it like, oh, I ain't never doing that. Look, I think this happens when you do that, or I think that happens. Like, you know, people are, so I was reading this post on Facebook the other day, and they were talking about anal sex. And in the comments while they were talking about anal sex, I actually commented to one of my friends that posted, and I was like, you can tell everybody in these comments have never actually done it. Because in the comments, they were all talking about, you know, how, you know, oh, you know, you go days with, you know, your farts whistling, and, you know, you, right, you go days, and, you know, your stuff don't, he made the noise because he knows the noise. So, but that's neither here nor there yet again. Yet again.
I'm drinking my water.
But what people have to understand is, like, do you know how much and how aggressive and, like, there's so much you have to do before you get to that point.
Before you get the hooting.
Before you get to sounding like an owl out your booty, there's so much before you get to that point. So, you know, like, that's just, again, a perception sexually that is not a reality.
Right.
Listen.
Well, you know, I mean, typically, we typically are last to the party to try stuff, whether it's sexually or pretty much anything. That's just in our nature to be a little more cautious than, you know, any other group of people.
I think that's a perception.
No, that's reality.
So is that a perception or a reality?
No,
It's
that's
Because
reality.
we've heard comedians for years talk about how black people don't
Do certain stuff.
No. It was one specific talking about how black people don't discover nothing.
We don't.
Like, black people don't discover
Right.
nothing because we ain't messing with it. Like, if we
Right.
don't know what it is, we just ain't messing
No.
with it. Like, is that a lion or a pit bull? I ain't going over there. Like,
Right.
you know,
You ain't discovering.
we not discovering nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, you know, that I personally think that can be a perception and not a reality, simply
That's a
because
reality.
How?
how is
It
it a
is a
reality?
reality.
Todd, I think that's
No.
again. It just depends because you got to think about environment can alter your perception.
Okay,
too.
when you think of certain things and certain people doing it, your first thought is not a black person.
Perception. Black people are not school shooters. But that's also a reality. Like, what's the statistics on
Right.
it?
Right.
Does the statistics change whether it's a perception or a
Or
reality?
I'm saying, like, it's certain things like we aren't gonna do. If you think of surfers, you ain't thinking of black folks.
But then,
because we ain't in with the
thin
ocean
line
like
between
that.
perception and opinion? Because that could be
That's
another-
reality.
That's your reality, though,
No,
But,
it's not.
okay, so
It's
here's
reality.
the thing.
based on your experience.
But here's the thing. So in every situation, and y'all in the comments, y'all stop me when I lie. In every situation, there's the rule and there's the exception. Okay?
yeah,
Every
I understand
situation,
that.
there's
Yeah.
the rule and there's the
there's
exception.
Right.
So what he's saying is the general rule is that black people don't really surf. There are
we ain't messing with that.
it's too deep in water. It's a lot.
It's sharks and shit out there.
The
We ain't trying to
reality,
deal with it.
the that's the rule.
Right.
The exception is there are some.
It's some, but that's
The
not.
exception is there are some.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, perception. Married men don't leave their wives. The reality, it's a lot of divorced single broads out here and men that's with they sad chicks and married, okay? Perception and reality.
I mean, that is. I mean, okay, so there are no absolutes in anything.
Anything.
So yes,
For sure.
there are married men that do leave their wives too. But if we're talking about the statistics, then yes,
So-
it's true that
so my
more
question-
women leave.
So
than
my
guys
question
do.
is, and that was the question I asked before you went on your rant, do the statistics change it from being perception
here's
to
my-
reality?
here's
Makes
my-
it, I would say yes, statistics in certain cases
here's my
makes it
thing
a
about-
reality.
Here's my thing about statistics. based on what research, based like where are you getting these numbers from? Because I could easily sit here and say, well, there's 85% of men that leave women, or 85% of women that leave.
That's an easy statistic to pull up. You can pull up people divorce decrees is public knowledge.
Right.
So, and you can see who filed first.
Right.
That's easy to find.
But where are you
filing first don't necessarily mean who cheated and who was having
No,
an
we're
affair,
not
though.
talking about who cheating. We just simply saying who left the marriage first or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So no, I'm just saying how can you find out
you talking about
the
how does
statistics.
statistics
Right.
play
So
into the part
statistics
of-
isn't necessarily
But-
who if somebody wants to do the research like
I
that.
don't. But I guess when it comes to the married men leaving their wives, even with statistics, like if we're talking about perception versus reality, statistics can shift. And when the statistic shifts,
the end.
does the perception and reality shift? Because again, the perception is married men don't leave their wives. I don't necessarily believe at this point that is the reality anymore. Like, I don't necessarily believe at this point. Now, don't get me wrong, 10, 15, 20 years ago, the statistics might have shown that they do not. And that might have been the reality at that time. But in today's standard, today's stage, I don't necessarily think that the statistics would show that married men don't leave their wives is the reality anymore. They do.
But see, I think
Right
people's
now-
perce- I
Right
think a
now,
lot of
yes,
times-
that's why I said there is no absolute in numbers, and the way that they judge is the majority. And right now, it's still majority of the women. So 51% is the majority.
So here's the thing
it's
about
still
reality.
majority women
Here's the
that
rule
leads.
with reality. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So always go with the numbers.
Yes,
That's
and
the reality of it.
statistics is the numbers.
Right, the numbers.
Yes.
Like, so people, like, that's what it says. Like, when you going back to what your point was about reality versus perception, I could sit here and say, to me, that I think Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time. Now, there's numbers to prove that at one point he sold the most records, this, that, and the other. At one point, that was true. But then you got other artists that has sold.
But that's exactly
No,
They have-
that's still opinion. You're saying the greatest rapper of all time. If you say he was the greatest selling rapper of all time and he had the most albums sold, then yes,
But
that's
then-
the truth.
So then you have to take into effect what makes you the greatest. So then now we keep on debating.
No,
all
that's
these
why I
statistics.
said the greatest selling rapper. That means, but if you're just saying the greatest of something, that's just based off of opinion, because there is no certain number that can say if somebody is the greatest of something.
Which is why we still having fights about Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron.
Right. So
like,
that's
it's gonna be
forever,
it's gonna be a
forever.
fight
You
forever.
can say who's the best shooter because the numbers would say so.
Right. So, like, even with the whole divorce thing, so you have to take out, like, okay, how do you account for? You say, okay, more men or more women file for divorce.
But
So
just
the-
because the person
File
filed don't
for-
mean they wasn't either they were the one cheating or wasn't the one that got cheated on.
Right,
Like,
so then
But
you
they
have to
didn't
take
say
that.
No.
who was the most
No, because-
cheated on.
no.
They just said who typically.
you looking at
but-
what it was.
No.
Right, what it was. That's
no,
the
but
statistic.
but your statistic at that point would be skewed because, for example, the statistic we were talking about was married men don't leave their wives, right?
That was the
the question.
Married
men don't leave their wives. You can't necessarily use who filed in that statistic. And the reason why you can't use who filed in that statistic is because he could have got caught and she decided to file for divorce.
Yeah.
He could have decided to leave with his side chick, so he decided to file for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
He could have stayed married and still had his side chick, but was estranged from his wife and living with his side chick, and nobody filed. Like, there's too many variables in that statistic
but you're
for you to
naming-
leave,
And-
for you to
and
use
say it
that
as the reality.
as
But
the
then-
reality.
no, but you're naming the variable as to why. So then
No,
there's
but-
a
I
whole
hated
different.
science.
So
But
there's
you-
a whole different
is
statistic to
math.
say.
Well, a little bit of science.
The reason why more women leave their husband is because of XYZ. That doesn't change.
But my point is,
that doesn't
my point
change
is,
the fact.
your exact
that-
argument, and we're gonna get off of this because I know people like, why did they go into a math lesson?
No, but no,
we
it's
gonna
more
get out-
science 'cause
we
it's
gonna get
variables
out-
and stuff.
We
Remember
gonna
your
get
science
out of
project?
this. But what I'm saying is your example of finding out who filed is also a variable because it doesn't make a difference.
It do make a difference.
No,
who
it does.
filed.
No, it does not
yes,
because
it
there's
does.
too many reasons on why one would have
We didn't
filed
say
than the
the
other.
reasons. We just said
Yeah, but
who
that
files.
has no bearing on whether he left for his side chick. Who filed for divorce has absolutely no bearing on him leaving
I think
for
you
his
have to look
side
at
chick.
Yes,
the
it
actual
does.
question.
No,
now
it
if
doesn't.
there's
gotta
two
look-
questions in there.
Okay,
Who
anyway.
left and why?
Moving
now
on.
the why is the
Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on. Moving on. Moving on.
Yeah, we'll be on that all day.
Because we go through this all doggone day. We'd have to put a whiteboard in, draw the numbers out, like
Yeah.
it'd be all kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we got a comment from Coco, and it says it's a long-standing stereotype that big women are sexually easy and love-starved, and the narrative is in direct correlation to low self-esteem.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely.
Now,
Yeah.
what's funny, not funny, but interesting about that statement is that is absolutely a perception. Like, you know, and you hear it in movies, you hear it in comedy stuff, you hear it all the time. Like, you know, oh, you know, go get you a big girl. You know, big girl ain't gonna cheat on you. A big girl gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? A big girl gonna love you for you. A big girl gonna take care of you. Like, that's always been the perception. Go get you, you know, oh, you sick of these little chicks that's out here cheating and ain't feeding you and ain't doing you right and not letting you cheat in peace and blah, 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 blah.
cheat in peace.
They letting you cheat in peace. Go get you a big girl. And that's always been the perception. The reality is, I know some big girls that'll tell you to kick rocks, blow bubbles, and mean it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think overall right now, like
They winning.
women, period. Like we are so backed up against the wall right now. It's not
Got y'all
that-
in the 1-2.
Listen, it's
I think
Nah,
I think
bro.
this is the first time where guys are standing up for themselves
It
and
ain't
telling
working.
women the truth.
It's not
it's
working.
gonna take some time
It's
before
not
it
working.
digs into them.
Listen.
But I think this is the one time where we ain't sitting in the background and just doing, you know, accepting
it's
them
been
for
10
them.
summers. They've been running it, bro. 10
The
summers.
women have been running it way more than 10 summers, but I'm saying now you have more men actually telling women the truth versus saying women
But
say
time
accept
out.
me for me.
Time
We're
out.
like, no, you
Time
gotta.
out. You say that saying that ain't what we wanted from the beginning. Because let me be
No,
let
I'm
me-
not saying telling
No,
you
no,
the
no,
truth
no, no, no,
about
no,
what
no,
I'm
no,
doing.
no.
I'm saying telling you the truth about what I want.
No.
Versus
Let
just
me-
accepting
let
whatever
me-
you
let
give
me
it.
finish. Let me finish. Because one of the things that, and this is what shows me that y'all losing because y'all just now catching up. One of the things that you have to understand about us women is y'all think y'all being slick, and the truth of the matter is you don't know what I'm open to until you tell me. We have been saying for many, many, many years, just stop lying to me. Like, if you want to go and have this chick, that chick, and the next chick, tell me that. Be upfront for me. The problem y'all run into with women is because y'all lie and take their options from them. And I'm speaking from a woman. And ladies in the comments, y'all help me out. Because the problem we give y'all and the problem we have with y'all is y'all sitting up here lying and you took my options from me. When if your truth was that you're not going to be my only one, I'm going to have this chick, that chick, and the next chick. Okay, cool. I'll deal with you when I'm ready to deal with you. But just please believe that Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike going to bust this thing open anytime I get ready and get your little man feelings out of yourself and get yourself together. Because the truth of the matter is y'all the ones can't take that, not us.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think we should tell them the truth. But that's not what I'm talking about, how men are starting to talk about what I want, what they want. I'm saying that we are being more brave nowadays to come out and tell women, okay, so we're looking for we're starting to be open about our preferences now without feeling like we couldn't before. Like, we're starting to say we don't want you to wear lashes.
But what y'all don't
sick of the
understand
waist
is
trainers.
what y'all don't understand is we never gave a shit about y'all preferences to begin with. Y'all was self-conscious about y'all preferences and not wanting to say it because y'all thought it was gonna get y'all locked out the box, and
But-
that was something
but
y'all
here's-
made up in y'all head.
But
I
no.
have to say this.
No.
I have to say that.
But
I
here's
think it's I feel like
Y'all
it's-
lied to not get locked out the box.
No,
that
I
was
think
what it
it's-
was.
I think
men lie for coochie. Men get dressed for coochie. Men
Right,
make money for coochie.
Yes.
Men get fly for coochie. Men lie for coochie. Men kill for coochie. Men steal for coochie. That is what y'all lives revolve around. When the truth of the matter is, I'm out here getting the bag, and I'm gonna give this piece to anybody I want to because it does not belong to you.
And
so
that-
stop
Yeah,
freaking
and when
lying
we-
to me.
And we're
Down
not
that
talking
road.
about the
And,
line.
and
We're
look,
just saying.
and the truth of the matter is, I don't give a shit what your preferences is. If your preference is, I don't like a chick with lashes, well, boo boo, I'm not for you. I don't like a big girl, well, boo boo, the big girl ain't for you. I don't like a girl to wear weave, well, go get you a bald head bitch or a natural hoe and keep it moving. What y'all don't understand
that's
is
what I'm
we don't
saying.
give a shit about
Yes,
y'all
okay.
preferences.
I
Hold on, let
mean,
me say
you
this.
may not, but there's a lot of women have. Okay, I'm not saying that you all have a problem
It's
with
about
our
as bad.
preferences.
It's about as bad as the dudes
I'm
to be
saying-
like, I don't date black women. Motherfucker, we don't
No,
care.
no. I'm saying that we are now saying that it's okay for us to have preferences too.
It's
Just
been
like-
okay. We don't give a shit.
No,
No, here's-
no, it
this-
hasn't
We don't
always been
give a
okay.
shit.
I
No,
think it's
and there's
selective.
still some issues with us.
Y'all
having-
wasn't expressing y'all preferences because y'all was still trying to get the box.
No,
we
we
never
wasn't-
gave a shit. The reason y'all feel like it's okay to tell your preferences now is because this new generation of broad gonna bust it open for you anyway.
It
But
ain't
the
even
truth
about
of the matter
sex.
is, yes, it is. Because
No,
other
it's
than that, you
not.
wouldn't have had a reason to lie to begin
No,
with.
I
I'm
have
not
to
saying
disagree.
we lying about our preferences. I'm saying a lot of times guys are villainized about their preferences. So we can say we don't like you said, we don't like big women. And you say, okay, we'll go find somebody that's skinny. That's perfectly fine of a response. But what's happening is we say we don't like big women, then women will say we're fat shaming. That we should be ashamed of ourselves that we don't consider all women beautiful. But that's my preferences. I don't like this, so why my preference is a shame when you guys could say I don't like short dudes. We don't say that's short shaming. You know, that's what I'm saying about we're now being open about our preferences.
I'm going a different route with it because I feel like it's selective truth. Every woman to sit up and say, well, I just want my guy to tell me the truth. Don't lie to me, just tell me the truth. Okay, if I say the truth, maybe that truth is going to hurt your feeling, and now I'm narcissistic or I'm whatever the new word for the month is. Like if
Villainized.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if you come to me and you ask me a question or I have an opinion about something and I say, you know what, I really don't like X, Y, and Z. And you can say, okay, well, fine, this is me, this, that, and the
I'm
other.
gonna tell you what a danger. I'm gonna tell you, especially in a marriage.
So why would you ask me? Why would you say I want you to tell me the truth?
I tell the truth. Go ahead and tell the truth.
Okay, so
but
if I
I'm
say-
close.
if I-
I'm a close telling you where the danger is in that. Because
Right.
I've seen many dudes fall into the danger of that,
But why would you ask me to be truthful with you? And
That's-
if I tell you the truth,
and that's fine.
if I tell you, if I'm like, okay, every time I take you out, I feel like you got to be the center of attention. Why don't you fall back some? When you out with me, just chill. If I say that to you, now you're upset.
Because I'm trying to
Because you
figure.
don't like strong, independent women.
Right.
This ain't got nothing. Time out.
That's what I'm
Time
saying.
out.
This
That's
is
what I'm
how
saying.
we've been
But that's not
villainized
true.
for
That
stuff we say.
comment, that comment that you just made had nothing to do with strong, independent women as much as it did with an insecure little ass man. Let's be very clear.
See?
Let's be very clear.
how you gonna say that?
I
I
want
just
you.
villainizing
Look,
his preferences.
I want you to fall back. I don't want you to be the center of attention. I want you to fall back because you're not secure enough to handle me being the center of attention. That's some weak ass shit, Mike. I'm sorry.
But see, you're
That's some weak
villainizing
ass shit,
his
Mike.
preferences.
Why can't
That's
you-
some weak
why
ass shit.
can't you- So,
But
let's
wait a
flip
minute.
it.
Let's be
flip it.
clear. Let's be clear. What he just said was not a preference.
It is a preference.
No,
he
no,
likes
no.
to be in control.
That was
That's his
No,
preference.
he didn't say control. That was
said
situational.
fall back
What he
a little
said
bit.
was situational. Situational is not a preference.
That can be a preference.
If it's your preference, it is clearly what you want in a relationship. And if he had from the beginning, because
Right.
that's the problem that we have with these preferences, especially once you're in a relationship. relationship. If you don't express your bullshit in the beginning, you don't get to come in the middle halfway through this thing, 5 years, 2 kids in, and get to be like, well, you know what? I know you've been this bad bitch all your life. And I know you was this bad bitch when I met you. That's what attracted me to you. You've been a bad bitch all your life. However, now my weak ass can't stand these niggas looking at you. So I don't want you to be a bad bitch no more. I want you to tone it down. That's you, not me.
I want you to be
That's you, not me.
But I want
That's you, not me.
That's
you, not me.
So
that's you, not me.
So
that's you, not me.
I would agree with you.
That's you,
so
not
you're
me.
saying within a relationships, your preferences can't change.
I'm not saying your preferences can't change, but when we talking about his, and I'm again,
that would be an example of his preference change.
That is not his preference change. That's he done went into this. Oh my God! Every time we go somewhere, them niggas looking at her, and oh my God, I'm getting fat, and oh my God, I'm a weak ass nigga, and I don't think I'm big enough to handle her, and oh my God, so I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be some soft weak ass dude because I can't handle how bad she is, and I can't handle these dudes looking at her. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and be strong, and I'm going to tell you that I don't appreciate these dudes looking at you every time we out. So I'm going to need you to tone it down a bit. Nah, that's some weak shit, Mike.
But we got to do
it
reverse of that.
That's some weak shit, Mike.
So let me say this. We go out, and I'm always reserved, falling back in the corner somewhere. And you, being you, but I'm like, nah, I'm straight. I don't really
Did you just stop the show?
No.
You muted something.
No.
It's still going.
I can't hear in my headphones, Mike.
Maybe you unplugged them with your bending down. Ain't nobody tell you to act out.
Well, you know what? It's 9:06 anyway.
Oh, man.
We about to shut this thing down. Thank y'all for kicking it with us tonight. Man, we appreciate y'all. This has been Just Our Opinion with Robin,
Mike, and Ty.
Deuces.